Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Ravelry, and on Instagram it's Knitting in Our Jeans, which I'm sure you found already. And we're here.
Merry Christmas to all who celebrate.
It's our 200th
It is
episode.
Our 200th episode. We don't have anything special. I would have suggested that we, have some sort of gathering, but we are not allowed to have those still.
We can ask them which one of these colors.
We can ask them for advice.
Yes.
But I was going to say, instead, I have a holiday haul of hauls. One of my friends who I spoke about last week, has spoiled me rotten with sock yarn. And 2 packages arrived, yesterday that I've been expecting for a few weeks. So that's exciting. So we'll go through those. And then I have, the Advent update for the Indie Untangled and for Babs that I've been showing you throughout. And I also brought the entire Advent calendar from Vegan Yarns, so we can show you that. Well, because
then I've got my last week.
You've got your last week.
And the 2 projects I found.
The 2 projects you found?
Well, yes, I'm cleaning up.
Yes.
I'm trying to get all my crafts in one room.
So we are consolidating.
That's right. We're not getting rid of anything.
No, we're just consolidating. And by consolidating, I mean stuffing into these Ziploc vacuum bags and stuffing them in the closet.
To bring fabric and other books up. Yes.
But
I've thrown out some things. Things that are ripped and torn. I do need to ask you about that book that I have a double of, because
can we talk about that?
We can ask them if they want it.
Okay,
if
that
you
works.
Don't want it,
well, I haven't looked at it, so
I
don't know. I don't recall what it is. So
okay.
But yes, it is our 200th episode. Thank you all so much for sticking with us, especially through this year of uncertainty. You've been here when...
Through thick and thin.
Yes. And we wanted to thank you. Hopefully for 250 or 300 we can have a gathering and maybe have some special guests on.
That would be cool.
I think that'd be fun to have some special guests.
That would be very fun.
And so, yes, but we hope that everyone is staying safe and careful. Just, we gotta stick with it.
Yeah, we just saw a special on the 1918 flu, and even then it was critically important to do your best to stay safe. And that's why we're all here, is that someone in our family managed to stay safe.
Yeah.
Yes. So do your best.
So that is that. So we also, it's Christmas, so we also got Christmas gifts today.
I did, yes.
You did.
I did.
You did. It's right here. We will show it to you in a little bit, but...
Well, I did put a great deal of money towards it
myself.
You
did! I know, but it's so shiny and bright and
In fact, I think I bought all of that thing that was in there, and then still some left over to go in here.
Well, this is what my mommy and my grandmother got me.
And I want to see
I'm very excited about. This is the Nintendo Switch. We ended up getting one, so it should turn on. Yep. So I do have Breath of the Wild in, and it is quite fast. So maybe before we go to bed, we'll play a little bit, or I'll play a little bit to show you. Yeah. I don't want to hook it up to the TV here because it's going to be docked at my apartment. So I'd rather get it first set up to the TV there, and then if I decide to dock it, or to, be able to bring it here, that'll be fine.
The television nesters is the old Vizio, so if it fits the new one, it should fit the old one.
Well, that too, but I was saying, for the, I could put it up on the Samsung too, probably.
Oh, okay.
But, also, we can then see if you really, really want one or not. Because
right. Well, that's an important question.
It is an important question because there is Mother and I have been wanting to play Breath of the Wild. You all probably don't know this because we don't talk about video games on this as much as we talk about them in
video games.
We do. And Breath of the Wild has been out for, God, what, 3 years?
A long
Something
time.
like that. And with the Switch. And so finally, I just said, I want it. I want to play Breath of the Wild. That's all I want. And so that, my best friend and her husband got me the game, which is really, really sweet of them because they were like, wait, your mom's getting you, your mom and grandmother are getting you the Switch? I was like, yeah. And they were like, and all you want? And I was, yes. What have you not heard from me over the last, 3 years? So we'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll see.
Because I'd like just to see how it goes.
Yeah, because what I did notice is something interesting. If you all care enough, but Mom cares, so I'm going to share. You can control the view of your camera angle while you're playing it. So you can look around in 360, which is very interesting. And it's going to take some getting used to, I think.
For me, a lot, yes.
Yes. So that'll be very interesting. But I did want to bring that up because over the next few weeks or months, if you notice that there is a slight downtick in my production,
she'll have been playing.
It's probably because I'm playing my new video games.
Well, that's probably why you get so much done, maybe more than I think I should be getting done, is because I play my games on my iPad.
Oh, possibly.
Lots. I play a lot of the Facebook games, but I never go back into Facebook anymore. I just play them as apps. So people who become my friends on Facebook, I never see anything that's going on because I don't really log into Facebook anymore.
You just play the games.
I just play the games, and
it's very cute.
My cousins have unfriended me because the games kept popping up notifications, and they said, we don't need to know. I said, I agree with you. You don't need to know. I don't know why it's doing that.
Since we have changed her settings, though, and it no longer does that. But
it was impossible for a while.
It was. So, do we want to start with Advents and
why don't we start with
what you're knitting? Okay, yes, what did you finish? Oh, this was a very exciting moment earlier today.
I finished what had been my mother's Christmas present, or one of them, what is now her birthday present, because as we explained before, she's getting some meals, not Meals on Wheels, but meals delivered. So I have finished the counted cross-stitch Christmas ornament.
It looks so good, Mom.
And it is backed.
It's beautiful.
The hangers on it, the gold braiding is on it, and it is set to be sent out.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I'm going to wait a week. Until the government decides how it's funding itself, because right now there is no bill in place to pay for the government past Sunday night. I think it's Sunday night. So I want to wait until the government is able to be funded, because I'm not exactly sure how the funding for the post office goes and whether or not they can work.
I think they can.
In the past they have.
Yeah.
Who knows? So as it is, the sweater that I made for my niece went to Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and but they got it there. Went, wait a minute, Charles City, Virginia is not near Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and now it's on its way back. So where we were so excited that she was going to get her sweater the day after her birthday, it's someplace, and the sweetheart texted me back and said, I have some things that I'm waiting on. I ordered December 9th. She says, all we know is that eventually it will come.
Yeah. Well, I had one of the packages that I'll go through a little later is something I ordered during Black Friday. And it arrived yesterday.
So it's just, Black Friday, that's quite a way. So
that was a month ago.
And then there's something that for Elizabeth that was going to go in her stocking that I ordered, I guess 2 weeks ago. So not very long, but they said it was going to be here.
I had a pair of earrings. Yeah.
And it's not. So,
I had a pair of earrings that were ordered from Philly that went to West Palm Beach, Florida. So, honestly,
I know they're doing their best. They are absolutely doing their best. And there's an enormous amount of volume going through. So I'm waiting until January 1st to send that down to Grandma.
Good idea.
Because it doesn't need to be
No.
hooked in with the Christmas cards and everything else.
No. But also, that's another point of if you are still waiting on things from indie dyers, indie makers, anyone really, the Postal Service is overwhelmed because of coronavirus. We're all at home.
And
we're all
the volume.
sending things. So, and I mean, this is on top of the fact that it was already quite loaded with all of our ordering to keep ourselves at home. So I think that,
Absolutely.
just, I mean, as I learned this summer with the yarn that disappeared and then appeared, and especially with this package that came finally, for the Aunt Fred, that it will come as long as it still says that it's arriving. And until it says package lost, then there's nothing any of us can really do except for
right. There's no one to call and say, turn that package around. But they're working very hard, and I understand that. It's
not the fault of you or Dad or, any of these small businesses that are, having to deal with that. So just a reminder of just, it is past now the holidays, most of them. So just...
Well, Kwanzaa's
still to come. Yes.
And we have Epiphany.
Yes. So Ukrainian Christmas.
Yes.
So just continue with the grace you've been showing showing others during this time, especially when related to posting things.
Yes.
And by that, I mean posting in the mail post. So did you work on anything else, or did you only work on
Grandma's? Oh, no, I worked on something else. Sorry, it's pulling. So,
my word!
Last week, I showed you that I was about to finish
the sleeve.
One of these sleeves. I have now woven in the ends, and then I have started back. Here, you wanna?
Yeah. That looks so cool, Mom.
Whoops, it's caught.
This is so cool.
And so now
is this the Crazy Stripes tee?
Yes. This is. So I started. My hands are caught. In the black, I've done the white, and now I'm working on this black stripe.
And it's alpaca, and it's super lovely.
So wonderful. So I've been making great strides with this. My plan at the moment is to finish this because it's going like, oh gosh, grease lightning. Finish this, then cycle back around to my mother's mitts and get those done because her birthday is the 3rd week of January. So I should be able to get that done. So that's the plan here. Let's get this done because, advance note, in my cleaning up, I found 2 more projects that need to be worked on. We'll get to that.
So, what I've been working on is, I haven't finished, but, so if you would be so kind as to hold that end, I am working, Mom is holding section 20 of 22, or no, 21 of 22 of my shawl, of my Jigshawl.
Oh, look at this. This is great.
So, yeah, I think this is about the only, like, right up here is the only section that has a weird little, like, join across it. But I think it's super warm. It's really nice. I am probably going to use it more like a blanket for working from home or even in the office because I think it's really, like, it's very hodgepodge, but I kind of like that.
But the cream that you have running underneath, I think is a really nice.
The cream that I used
that ties it together.
Well, yeah, because any of the colors that were too deep, that didn't really have like a white base in terms of like it didn't really come through. I ended up holding with that Surrey alpaca. So, I'm hoping to finish 21, maybe get it done tonight, and then I will bring it with me, and I will continue to work on it. I will probably weave in all the ends, and then do the pickup for the border, which will be in the Earl Grey hot colorway from Earl Grey Fiber Co., which
Nice.
was the main color scheme from last year's set. Yes. So I'm really loving how this is working up. I'm ending up having, most of them I have leftovers, and so those will end up probably in some gnomes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe some heels and toes, but probably gnomes because they're quick and easy, and they're just so much fun, and they bring so much joy. I didn't realize.
They're so cute.
I didn't realize how much joy they brought me making them, and then to others when they see them. So I'm really excited about that, doing that. So yeah, so that's that. And then it's still there. So I finished section 18 during church last night, and I had prepped just in case. I did, because I swear, section 18 for the last week has been the section that won't end. It's that section. It's like that ball of yarn that you had for that shawl.
Yes.
This is the ball that will not end. This was the section that won't end. So I was like, I won't finish it during church. I did during second service. So I ended up picking back up my test knit. I did like 2 or 3 rows on it. I have to check the pattern to see what the next step is. But I'm hoping to have this done by New Year's.
Well, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do. I meant to grab my wool wash from the apartment. That's okay. But I'm really excited because it's just lovely. And I'm really excited about it. It's not my usual color palette.
Nope.
But I'm kind of loving that. And
I think it's the slightly blue that you put in it makes a great deal of difference.
Yeah, the sparkly blue, and then this is like a nice like sea foam kind of color.
Mm-hmm.
That I think is really the clincher. I also really like this mint. That's this color that you can't.
So they blend together so nicely.
And I think it's the olive that both Mother and I are a bit more on, just because it's not our typical color. If we're gonna go for a green, we're gonna go for a hunter or a juniper or a forest,
a jewel.
Yeah, or one of the like an emerald. Yes. You know,
blue green
like,
type of thing.
Like, you know, something bright and saturated. You know, this I was saying this color of the tag.
That green. Yeah, Ireland green.
But not so much the olive drab. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm really glad I kind of took that leap to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been working on those. Oh, where did they go? Did they get in here? I don't know. Oh, here they are. So I did start on a gnome that I was trying to knit a gnome in a day. That didn't happen.
Gnome a day, okay.
So I started a gnome for my best friend. So this is the hat for the gnome. It's a striped hat. It's that like butterscotch color with green, and then the body is going to be this blue. I think it'll look really cute. I've got a few others started that hopefully I will be able to get done. And then I went and got tested this week, and I got my sock up to like the beginning of the red stripe, the big red stripe.
Is that the lumberjack color that you got me?
No, I don't think so.
Looks very similar.
It looks similar, but I don't think it is. Because this is from Nomadic, I believe. I don't believe this is from Hoverland.
Okay.
So this is one of the minis from my advent calendar. So
from your friend?
From my friend. So I am working through that. As I said, I went and got a coronavirus test on Tuesday, and it was very cold, and I was standing online, and I was able to get from about here to here done, and then because these are metal needles, my hands started getting way too cold because the needles were so cold.
They were transmitting the cold.
Yes. So, clue. Just something I learned in this experiment is if you're going to be knitting outside in the cold, And by cold, I mean on Tuesday it was like 40 degrees. It was like high 30s, low 40s.
So you'd say wooden needles?
I'd say not metal needles. I'd say carbons. I'd say wood, because those will heat up in your hands much and hold the heat much better than the metal will.
So your likey needles?
Yeah, the likies, the carbons, the darn pretties. Not your Hayas, not your Chalgos. But, yeah, just, Knitter's Prides, you know, some of the knit picks. Those will all work. Not the signatures. Just as a clue, if you're intending on knitting outside in the cold.
I haven't tried ceramics outside. I would say I would stay away from ceramics outside, too. I would think that they might transmit some of the cold more than the wooden ones would. So,
well, I think it's like, we were watching Forged in Fire, and they were talking about how the anvil will suck heat from your object, and especially if you're forging outside, you need to heat your
metal
as well as heat your anvil, so that you're not having that heat drawn out too quickly. And I think that, that
type of
heat
idea
transfer was definitely happening. So that is, I think, all for what I've been working on. It's a short week because it is Friday when we're recording. So
not Sunday.
Yeah, and usually I get a bunch of knitting done on Friday and Saturday. So.
And today was more of a social day?
I guess so. I mean, we had
Cassie over.
We had Cassie over. We had a masked social distance.
Yes. Oh,
she also got tested to see her family and us, and so I had gotten tested too. Mom and Dad do not see enough people. I mean, I don't either because I'm working from home, but we had decided to do that. Also because I am going to see the boyfriend and his family.
Right.
So taking all precautions. My best friend came over and we hung out for about an hour with masks on and socially distant. But it was really good to see her in person.
Yes, and I think it helped her because she is by herself at graduate school, and I think she's feeling, a little homesick, a little very much by herself, and she was really pushing herself the fall term. She did quite well, but. It all does take a toll, and I know that one of the things you look forward to is seeing everybody at Christmas when you come home, and when you really can't, it kind of deadens the thrill of being home. So I get it. Yeah. So anyway, it was social.
Yes. And then we had Christmas celebrating this morning, and
yes,
I made donuts again.
You made donuts. I made a Cuban. Or my takeoff of a Cuban stew.
Yes, it has a name and I can't recall it. It's very delicious. It's ground beef. Yeah, picadillo. It's very good.
I got the recipe in one of my alumni magazines. From a woman who is Cuban, who runs a Cuban cafe. And she was being highlighted as a small business owner. And what has she been doing? How is she able to withstand the quarantine, and meaning people can't come to her cafe? And so she was talking about the things that she was doing. She started to bottle some of her sauces.
Wow.
She's doing takeout. And she gave these 2 recipes to the alumni magazine. One was for a bread, and I haven't tried that yet. But my husband loves ground beef in just about anything. And this stew has ground beef as a base. He loves it. We've had twice now since I've gotten the magazine. So
you only got the magazine like a month and a half ago.
Right,
so.
Right.
And for a new recipe, that's huge in this house.
Yes.
Because I bring new recipes into this house a bunch, and then get told that was lovely. Thank you. Okay?
Well,
so
we have problems with some spices, and so
well,
far
no,
this
it's
one
not
hasn't.
you. It's not you necessarily. Dad's just not so
adventuresome.
No. He likes his rice and his potatoes and
He does.
not as much pasta and yeah. Oh, I do need to give him. I've been using the haricot vert with bacon recipe from the Refugee Kitchen. I used it at Thanksgiving. I used it this week, or I used it last night for Christmas. So I need to show him that because he is the grocery shopper, and I like green beans, and he likes green bean.
I really don't like green
beans. And Mom
beans.
does not like green beans.
It stems from having green beans at least once a week, if not twice a week, but green beans from cans when I was a kid. I can't stand them. And my mother loved the Frenched green beans, which I think are incredibly sour, but you know, that's me. So what can I tell you? I can't, it's hard for me to look a green bean in the face. But the haricot vert makes it really easy. I love garlic, and bacon's, what's not to like about bacon?
And I make it with a whole onion or two, depending on how much
I love
green
onions.
beans, and so Mom really likes that. So I need to show Dad that recipe so that he can start to learn how to do them, because he also is not, he's trying to be able to make vegetables and other such things. He's getting there with his cooking, but about 3 weeks ago I came home and the green beans were barely cooked to the point where they were like crunchy French fries.
You could have used them to play tennis with. I mean,
yeah.
I just said these needed to be cooked a lot more.
No, I mean like 2 or 3 minutes more
in the microwave. Yes, because they were just.
It was pretty funny. Anyway, so yeah, but we've had a good holiday.
And we had some steak the night before because we knew Cassie was coming over today, and I had steaks in it for 3 people, but not for 4. So I figured, well, I'll switch the order. I was going to have the stew last night and the steaks today, but I can't cut up the steaks.
So just in case, which she didn't, because she was having dinner with her family.
Right. She comes from a family of cooks. So, chefs. So their holiday dinner is going to be excellent.
Yes.
So anyway, that's why we had stew on Christmas and steaks on Christmas Eve.
I think that's perfectly acceptable, but that's just me. But yeah, so Advent calendaring then, I guess, is next.
Do you want to do all of yours, or shall I do mine and then?
How about I do my update, you do your update, and then we'll go through the crazy? Okay. So, from Untangled, we have Vita Lifestyle New York in a blue juniper. Wow.
That's beautiful.
It is. It's so pretty. And then, so that was day 21. Day 22 is cornbread and honey in just Twisted Year's End.
That's pretty.
Yeah. And then 23 is Three Fates yarn.
Oh, wow.
On Calliope sock called Celebration, which is based on the image with the
Year's Eve?
No, with the Twisted Year's End countdown that Shamika Clark designed. So then 24 was a bag of beads, and there's a beading needle in there too.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. And then today was Murky Depths, Twisted Year's End, this beautiful teal.
Lovely.
I think it's called Twisted Teal.
Lovely.
And it is just beautiful. So then we have Babs with 21, 22, 23, 24, 24, and 25.
Oh, she doesn't have a big skein.
No, she didn't have a big
By
skein.
the way, I read the note from Miss Babs. She's shutting down her Caroline line. And when I do your chair.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to have a different formulation.
Oh.
So all of the Caroline that she has in stock is the old Caroline, and it's on sale. Heads
Also,
up.
Miss Babs has her gratitude sale starting either today or tomorrow.
Today.
Going through the New Year's Eve, right? It's usually a week.
It's a week.
I can't remember if it's through New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. Also, on that note of limited time things, Neighborhood Fiber Co. has 2 colorways. One for Kamala Harris, our vice president elect. I was about to say president vice elect.
Oh my goodness.
For Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, as well as for Miss Stacey Abrams. Both, I believe, benefiting Fair Fight and the Georgia runoffs.
Okay, I hadn't seen that.
Yes, I can show you after. But those are until, I think, the 3rd, or maybe it's the 8th. Check out Neighborhood Fiber Co. for those. Beautiful colors, beautiful people they're inspired by. But yeah, so this is the end of my Babs set. What I'm thinking with the Babs set, since it's very obvious that it kind of went green, purple to me in thinking about it. So what my thought is that I was looking at,
she does such lovely colors.
She really does. She really does. So I was looking at, multicolored sweaters with fingering weight. So I was thinking about True Friend by Veera Valimaki.
Oh,
which is
lovely.
Done with a main color and then a contrasting color stripes. And so I was thinking of laying out my set and figuring out which I had the most of, like if it was purples or blues, and whichever that is, to make that the main color, and then to stripe through the rest. I'm going to have to take a look. It's a Veera pattern, so it does have 9 inches of positive ease. I probably won't go with that.
You could make the smaller one.
So the sizes, the finished chest circumferences are a 39, a 43, and a 47. So if I were going, and then it goes actually 47, 51, 56, and 60. So if I were going for the 9 inches, I'd probably go for the 47 or the 51. I'm thinking about the 43, because it'll still have the movement of it. It won't swamp me.
Right.
The 30, I might actually do the 39 now that I'm thinking about it, because the last time we did measure my overbust measurement, I'm a 36, 37.
That still will give you a lot of ease.
That'll still give me a lot of ease. I have to keep remembering that, because I forget that even though I'm getting a little bit broader in my shoulders due to working out, that my actual chest circumference isn't shrinking, but it is
remaining the same.
It's like my
consolidating.
I'd say from about my hips to my shoulders, we're like redistributing. So it's nice to remember that, and to like have my mom here to be like, we did do that, right? Like, I'm not imagining these things.
Even for me, I would have done the 39.
Yeah, so I might. And then I think I'll have the yardage, and I won't have to worry about anything, because it calls for 11,020 yards. 1,120 yards. 1120. And each one of these minis is a 20-gram mini, so it is about 90 yards, or it should be that. So I've got enough, to say the least. I think I have about 19. I should have about 1,900 yards.
Nice.
Given that is the typical for a advent calendar. So that's what I'm thinking. And then I have some room to play with it, and I can use them for. Then I can use these for heels and toes, and whatever else or other mini skein projects. So I don't know. We'll see. As I said, I got a new video game system, so knitting might be a little bit slower than usual.
No shame in that.
No.
Just like I read books. I mean, sometimes I'm reading a book a day.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm with my iPad. I can read with the iPad on my lap, and I can be knitting, and it's almost like watching a television show.
Right, because you just have to tap it.
Right,
to move
it's not keeping the book open with your hand.
Yeah, no, that's why I like the audiobooks too. Because then I end up being able to listen and do something else. So I did find, if anyone has read the Another Heart, Another Doorway by Shannon, what's her name? I'm looking it up.
McGuire.
Yes.
I say Shannon.
Shannon McGuire.
Seanan.
I think she just released a new one. I'm currently on the 4th book in the novella series, In an Absent Dream. And then there is another one that comes after it that I found at the library. Apparently there is also a 6th one that my library just doesn't have yet. So if you like those, or if you're in the mood for some novella length reading or listening, I would recommend those. They're a little bit of fantasy. They're lovely. I like how she writes. So how is your advent calendar? How did your advent calendar end up?
We had a number of colors I'm not crazy about.
Oh no.
Yes, but we also had colors that I do like.
Yeah.
So I didn't keep them in any special order.
Okay.
But there's this one, which I dearly love.
Yes, that one's very pretty. It's
very
speckly
pretty.
And blue and speckles.
It's called Chiagato?
Sure.
Chiagato. Something like that. And I like it a lot. And I think it's to go with these.
Yeah.
Help. I'm holding them in the back. These. Now, this is the one I have problems with.
But I think with the blue it goes because it has speckles of it in there.
Maybe, but it's like those sweaters I just gave away. You can talk to me all you want, but once it's in my drawer or in my closet, and if I don't like it, I don't like it. I'm sorry. Heels and toes.
Yeah.
I definitely like these. These have enough depth of color that
oh, wow.
I like them a lot. One is redder than the other. This is, I think, a little purple in it. And this is a good solid brown.
Yeah.
A nice brown. So those are fine. This is heels and toes. And this is the full skein.
Aww.
I know. This is selected and traceable natural fibers, bred, spun, and hand-dyed in Italy. Nylon-free, consciously sourced and crafted. I mean, they're lovely ladies, and I'm glad I supported the company.
And it's lovely yarn.
Oh, it is. It is. And this is a chic blend of 60% Baroque no wool, 20% alpaca, 20% mohair. And the colorway is Punjatopo. It's just not my colorway.
It's just not your colorway.
So again, another heels and toes, I think.
Or you can use it as the background for some color work using some of the other colors.
I could use it as a pop color in something.
A pop color, or you could use it as the background of colorwork socks.
Yes. So, I'm glad I did it.
I think it's lovely yarn. I think it was
yarn.
good to...
Great yarn.
They're not all the same... Are they all the same type? They all look like the Brogna with alpaca and mohair, and that's a new fiber for you.
Yes.
And I think the fact that it is without nylon, I think it'll be an interesting sock experiment for you.
It will, but I
Especially
would be
'cause
putting nylon in.
But I also think you had been trying more BFL versus
Yes.
merino anyways, and so this I think will be another good experiment in that.
But with my heels and toes,
yes.
I would be adding in nylon, which is what we've talked about in the past, is adding in some Kid Silk Haze held double with the main colorway, that it gives that extra strength to the heel, since the heel is, the bottom of the heel is what I go through very, very easily. So, so that's my end of my Advent calendar. We've been drinking Richard's Advent calendar.
Yes, we have.
And
I'm so glad I found that for us.
I think he really likes it.
I think he does too. I really think we should be taking photos of the ones that he likes and the ones that, we like, instead of just relying on our memory.
Maybe by next year we'll be able to go into stores, and I can go into Young's and say, all right, I want 12 bottles of some nice sparkling wines. And
we can
we'll
just
do it
give
that way.
That.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we live without liquor stores.
And then we can have more people around, and so it'll be lovely.
It will be.
But I think he's really enjoyed also being able to have me over and drinking it together.
That's right.
That is something I have noticed about my father in retirement. If any of you have parents nearing retirement age, if when they were not retired, they very much wanted your company, they will be very, very excited to have your company even more, and to have special, projects or activities
to do with you.
Especially if you had those kinds of moments when you were growing up. Because I've noticed Father really likes having projects.
Well, he always likes projects.
He always likes projects. But he also
gives him a focus.
He also likes, when I'm cooking, if I can give him a job, and so that he can be with me, but he also can be contributing instead of just sitting there.
Yes.
And then drinking the sparkling Advent calendar.
Yes,
has been something it seems like he has been enjoying to do together. So this is the Vegan Yarns calendar. This is a 100%, I think, bamboo yarn is, I think, the one I got. And it's in jewel tones was the,
oh, good
theme. But I don't know how well that worked out. So you all will see as I try and find them in order, because I'm trying to...
Here's 5.
Thank you, Mommy. So, here's 6.
And here's 7.
Alright. So we go here.
That's nice.
Yeah. That's 7. And then we go 8, 9, 10, 11,
12.
Thank you. 13. 14. So that's the next 7.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
You have to find 15.
Okay. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, yeah, 21, 22.
21 would be the week.
Yeah, 21 would be the 7, but I'm going to finish out since there's not that many more. 22, 23, and 24. So it goes kind of through the rainbow.
Yes.
So my thought is to pull out, or not pull out, but to kind of celebrate. So it's 15, 16, this is 17 here. these highly concentrated pops of color, while keeping the more muted colors as a background color with the Trove sweater, which is in the Pom Pom Quarterly
oh wow,
from last year. And it is a slip stitch pattern. I do think I might need, because these are a different kind of yarn, they're bamboo, they are a bit heavier, so a 20 gram skein is our 20 gram mini is about 60 yards, I think, 60 or 70 yards, yeah. So I am going to have to find something for cuff, collar, and hem, but I am thinking that would be a really nice sweater. I will have to swatch because it is 100% bamboo. So maybe I find a lace weight of maybe alpaca or something less. Maybe alpaca's not a good. Maybe just an acrylic lace weight to hold with it that won't grow as much, but that will have to be swatched.
Okay.
Yeah, to have it hold its shape a little bit better, because we know bamboo does grow.
Yes.
But yeah, I do really like the Vegan Yarns calendars. The colors are beautiful. They get beautiful colors on the vegan, wool, non-animal fibers, which is just
not easy.
It's beautiful. So I'm really happy to continue to support them. They also are, they're Canadian, so for us Americans, they're a little bit cheaper. It also did not have the, single skein attached with it either. So it is only 24 minis, once again. But I will show you as I'm putting them away. I also love their packaging. I know I talked about it last year, but it comes in this box. It's super easy to store if it comes early. And then it has a built-in stand that you pop this.
For display?
Yeah, for display and when you're opening them, daily. And it's just so innovative, and it's lovely, and it's all, I think it's actually post-consumer cardboard, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% positive. But I do really enjoy their product, and the quality of their yarns. So I would, if anyone is thinking about supporting them, or, whether or not they might be on the list for next year's Advent, check them out. I've been pleasantly surprised this year and last year. So,
have you used the ones from last year?
No, but I have finally figured out
what to do with them.
What I'm going to do with them. I'm going to do a sweater called the Dragon Rider.
Okay.
And I finally laid them out on my floor. Oh, maybe it was beginning of December, and I figured out the fade that the main body and sleeves are gonna have, and then I have to figure that out, whether I'm actually gonna do the sleeves at the same rate of fade as the body, and then the yoke is 2-color brioche, and so I've picked the colors that are going to be paired together for that, and I think I also have picked the order for those as well, that they will be from my face into the fade. So yeah, I'm
Very
really
good.
And that one I think is a bamboo cotton blend.
Okay.
So I will swatch for that. But I think they might end up being swatches that I have to undo and then use within the sweater. Right. Just because of yardage concerns. But as I put this away, I do, until I figure out what I'm going to do with them, I do like to keep my advent calendars in the order that they came in, because especially like this one was a fade, so I like
it's a chromatic.
Yeah, it's a chromatic fade, and I'd like to keep it in the order that it was dyed in, so like that it was intended. But once I figure out what I'm going to do with it, if it means switching around colors, I will. But that's just a personal kind of preference thing.
A way to keep it organized. It's kind of like a spreadsheet.
Kind of.
Within its packaging.
Yes. And I do love a good spreadsheet, y'all. So that's the vegan yarns one. And then this is the self-striping one my friend made for me. As you can see, it's a bit broken because she overfilled some of the days. So you've already seen 1 through 9, I think. Yeah, 1 through 9 with the socks I made. This is number 10. And then 11. And these are all her leftovers. Her socks generally take about 40 grams. So, because she does shorty socks and she does an afterthought heel, usually not with the same yarn, sometimes with the same yarn. So it is quite funny. So
you're getting like 60 grams.
Yeah. Well, that actually fit in these containers. The largest one I've seen is 35.
Oh my goodness.
But she did have a whole bag that I wasn't allowed to open or look in until
today.
Christmas. So this is actually one of my favorite ones of the colorways.
That is great.
Yeah. And then, so...
Do you know who the dyers of some
So
of these
I think most of these are nomadic yarns, because I know she had bought a ton of them, not in recent history, but in the last few years, and had finally, had gone through her stash and had been like, okay, I need to like figure out what I'm doing with these. And so she had suggested last year, jokingly, of making me this advent calendar, and I was like, oh, I'd love that.
Oh no, that'd be terrible.
Yeah. And so she did it, and I'm really so excited by it. It's just so cute, and I really appreciate the effort that went into it. But so advent calendar almost fell on the ground. So she had given me these yarns before. So these are essentially full skeins. And this is why, good viewers, I keep on saying I really want a circular sock machine. Because
your sock yarn is growing.
Yeah, and also because these are all self-striping, and as we've discussed before, self-striping really lends itself to just being a plain sock.
Vanilla sock, right.
So then I opened up the rest of it, and it's all of these leftovers from her socks.
Stunning.
So, thank you. So, I'm really blessed. It's just very funny to me, because, like, they'll make great socks. They're probably gonna end up being gifts for people now that I know, especially my one cousin, wears the same size sock as I do. So, I can make her some socks. Yes. Especially with, just, she's not hard to buy for. But she's got the little one, and so she's very much now saying, like, oh, you don't have to. You do so much for the little one.
Right.
And so it'd be nice to just, every so often when I'm in a sock mood, which apparently I'm in a sock mood now.
Okay.
Is,
socks need love too.
Exactly. Is to just whip her up a pair too.
And
I think it'll be appreciated. So that ends the Advent portion of the evening.
Okay.
We also, as I said, have gotten 2 packages in. So, I've been waiting to tell you all about this one from Stitch Sew Shop since,
Good Friday? Black Friday.
Black Friday. So I ended up, they had a virtual Black Friday sale this year. Oh, this is an interesting, I didn't realize Sew Over It patterns open up kind of like a portfolio. That's cool. They had a virtual Black Friday sale, so I ended up getting the Betty dress from Sew Over It because I have a ready-to-wear dress that I wear quite a bit that's very similar to this. And so I think having the pattern for it, I can now just pick up, once I make one, I can then know the yardage and just whip out a few because it looks really good on me. And I think that'll be nice. And then I picked up this lightly stretched woven that has a glitter to it. There is a glitter that I'm picking up on and that you can like kind of see. It's like a very light sheen, maybe a light pinstripey kind of thing going on. And I think it might be really nice as one of those wrap dresses like I made. Just as another option, I have the gray stretch in the knit. So maybe a woven light stretch in this, black, gray kind of thing would be, I think I'll wear it a bunch. It's a really lovely...
one can always use a little black dress.
Well, yeah, and a wrap dress... It's just so easy.
Right.
So I'm very excited about that. And then I got some jersey in this, I can't tell if it's blue, gray, or black, because it looks black on screen. In person, it's got a blue hint to it.
Yes, it does.
And downstairs, it definitely had more of a gray tinge to it than a black. But I am going to make another pair of joggers out of this, definitely, because I really like the ease of wearing the joggers.
They have a lot of ease.
They do. They fall off my tush. Because I don't, the knit fabric we had was not, does not have all that much memory.
Right.
So it didn't hold its
shape.
It didn't hold its waistband very well.
Right.
So it just kind of expanded its waistband. I could insert elastic. I just don't feel like it. So they're comfy. But I do think I want a pair that I could feel more comfortable running out of the apartment, like to go and get my mail or put the trash in the receptacle. So I've got this beautiful knit that is, I'd say lightweight, but it's opaque. So
it is opaque.
It is quite opaque. That is one layer, and you cannot see me through it.
No.
So I'm very excited about that. And they have been on an adventure.
Yes.
Because they were mailed the week after Black Friday, so the first week of the month, and
from Alexandria, Virginia.
Yeah, and so they only arrived this week. Oh no, there is one more package I'm waiting for. I just realized I have more yarn.
Oh,
that should be coming at some point. Also from the Alexandria area. Don't know where it is. It's okay. Again, it will come.
It will come.
Maybe not Alexandria per se. It's Magpies, which is Maryland. And then a friend of mine notified me to Whimsical Wood Yarn Co., whose catchphrase is, because life's too short to knit with shitty yarn. So I ended up picking up two skeins. No, this is Surrey Alpaca. 2 skeins of her colorway Wicked.
Very pretty.
And 1 skein of her colorway A Lady Always Knows When to Leave. And I think I want to pick up like a dark gray or I think a dark gray, and make the Herkka sweater by Caitlin Hunter. If you give me a minute, I will pull it up. Because I have really liked it, ever since I first saw the pattern released, and it was through, Knit Stars, which, and have the purple as the main color, the white there, and then the gray. So, and I've seen it, or I saw it in different colors, not a bright red, last week, 2 weeks ago, on Instagram, and it renewed my, like, ooh, you're pretty.
I need to do that.
Yeah, so I did pick up this. It's really cute. The proprietor of Whimsical Wood sent a whole bunch of these
candies, jawbreakers.
Super sweet peppermint candies, which are really good if you need a little jolt.
Smile. Pick me up.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about those. I'm really excited about the yarn. I'm surprised it got here as quickly as it did. I mean, I only ordered it 2 weeks ago, a week and a half, 3 weeks. Time has no meaning anymore. So yeah, so that's what's come in. It's a lot, y'all. But I figured we would share it. And you're going gangbusters over here.
I just finished the
ripping out of
the blanket. Yes.
Ah, look at you.
Yes. Well, I have 2 projects to show that I found.
I was gonna say, do we now want to move on to our next section of the podcast, which is where Mom tells you about things that she has discovered that need to go in the queue that she wants to knit?
Oh,
behind the
stuff that's on the floor.
Behind the blazer, the artichoke French,
Well, I think some of the mittens are started.
So the mittens,
This I got at a Vogue Knitting Live, I'd say 3 years ago. A knit story. And they are really pretty Scandinavian mittens.
Oh!
And I took them when we went sailing. And the whole idea was to finish these while we were sailing that January. Except I have a habit of breaking needles.
Oh, these are the needles you broke. Well, I remember getting that text message.
Yes, I need needles.
I need size 4s, and I need them now. And I'm like, Mom, I can't send them to you. And she goes, I know. I want them to be available when I get home.
This is where I got to when the needle broke.
Oh.
So these need to be done.
Yes.
These need to be done after my mother's mittens. They are next. Okay. Then I was cleaning out the Long Island Yarn Crawl crate that I got. And I have this bag of
Barocco Nomad.
And it is for a very long scarf.
Lovely, but not your style.
I love the scarf. I love the pattern. I just don't need another scarf. I think we talked about the bamboo scarf that I have that has the mask built in.
Yeah.
And then I have scarves and cowls, what I really like, that I've made myself. So I don't need the scarf. So I went trolling, and I found a sweater. I looked up the yarn, Barocco Nomad, and said, what has it been used for? And this sweater kind of came up. And this is the Cobble Hill Pullover by Herkka Patberg. And while I don't have enough wool to do the whole thing, what do I have here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Where is the? Turn it over.
5 times 77.
Okay.
Which is, if we go to the, I've got a calculator. Here we go. 5 times 77 is 385.
385.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh. How much do we need?
We need minimum 900.
Oh.
We probably don't have enough.
No.
No, it looked like so much. Oh well.
It did.
It was an
like
idea.
So much.
It was an idea. Somehow I thought I had 500. Oh.
I'm sorry.
I am too. So you're right, 77.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I said, "Oh, I've got like 500. I only need a little bit more." That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I had over here this Rowan,
which is
superfine merino Aran,
which is 93 yards.
Right.
Per thing, so 93 times 4 is 372 plus, what was it, 385?
Mm-hmm.
You have 757 yards.
Not enough.
Not enough. But then we also had
2 other Rowans.
2 other Rowans. This is Cocoon. This is 126 yards. Plus 126, plus 126. Now you're up to 1,000 yards if you use all 3.
3. That could be really interesting.
You could do a really interesting striping
we
situation. Could. You'd have to swatch.
Have to swatch.
You would have to swatch.
Because, it's just... It's interesting.
It is interesting. I think you could also maybe
find another sweater.
I was gonna say you could find another sweater, or you could hold on to it and then get more of the Barocco Nomad to just make it.
Except you're not gonna have the same dye lot.
I mean, you can take one of those skeins in with you if you went to knit or something to see if they had it.
I think it might be better just to find something that has 3 colors.
Okay.
With fat yarn.
With Aran?
Mm-hmm. I think that's a better idea. I think I'll do that. So, mittens.
Yes.
So, finish my black and white sweater.
Yes.
Do my mother's mittens. Do my mittens.
Yes.
And then move on.
Yes.
Yes. I've got lots of things I want to do, and certainly got the yarn to do it, so.
I mean, yeah.
As I also I'm trying to spend 2 hours a day in moving the sewing stuff up here. And so shrinking down these things and moving the sewing up. It's getting there.
Yeah.
I think I may be able to empty a bookshelf that's downstairs. Maybe if not tomorrow, then maybe by Sunday.
Wow.
And that'll be a great deal. So this room still looks very crowded, but it's getting more and more of the stuff from downstairs into it. And so it's really not terrible.
No.
Yes, and I still haven't done those files over there. So they need to be sucked into the computer and then they can go away. I've got some DVDs that have patterns and information on them and that need to be put into the computer and up on Dropbox or my Google Drive, and then I'll have them. So that will be good, rather than losing them someplace.
Probably a good idea.
Probably a really good idea, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we have nattered on for quite some time. Mm-hmm. It's getting late over here, and I think
the temperature's dropping. So
temperature is dropping, so it is getting quite chilly in this room.
Because it's coming through the air conditioner.
That, and it's also, I think, just coming through the walls.
It does. Yes, it does. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it is 34 degrees outside right now. And it is slowly dropping all night.
Yes.
So,
yes. It is. Mm-hmm.
But I do think that...
I don't think we have anything else.
I was going to say, I do think that we have nothing else to say.
So the year 2021 is looking up in terms of projects.
let's see if we stick to any of these plans.
We'll
Don't
stick
hold
to
us
some
to
of
it.
them.
Yeah, but don't hold us to all of them.
No, not at all.
Thank you for joining us for episode 200. If you're new or old here, please subscribe. If you're not,
We're so glad to have you.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We really appreciate it. We do read the comments if you leave them. And we will see you again, not next week, but the week after.
Right. Meanwhile, weaving those in.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
weave in those ends.
Bye-bye.
Bye.